Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today in this video, in this topic, we are going to talk about databases. Streamlining databases changes with Liquibase. So we are going to see the practical demo with the Spring Boot. But before jumping to that, let's see the problem statement. What is the problem statement and how Liquibase is coming into picture to solve this one. So here is the Medium article that I have written. The link is in the description box. You can go ahead and directly check this out. About all the things that I'm going to explain, everything is written in here. Okay, so what is Liquibase? Liquibase is an open source tool for database schema management. It allows developer to track database changes in version control system. It applies update consistently across environments. It rollbacks the changes when needed, and it automates database migration as part of the CI/CD problem. So this is intro. So what is the problem that is coming? So whenever we are working on the big projects, and databases are integral part of that, right? So they need frequent changes. So what is the usual way that we do? We write the database script, execute it in the dev environment, test environment, prod as needed. But if we talk about, like, if we want to keep the history of execution, history of changes, the way that we do with the code base that we write, we don't have that kind of thing. That is where Liquibase comes into picture. So whenever we are making the changes, like, what is the problems is here? Inconsistencies are there, different environments having different schema versions, manual errors are there, rollback complexities are there. This is where Liquibase comes into picture. Okay, and here the problem statement is there. So this problem statement we have taken, like, let's take an example, hypothetical example, that we have an application about the user management system, where initially we have created a table to store the user information, and it has basic attribute ID, name and address are there. The second, sometimes later, there is a new requirement where the phone number as a new field needs to be added. Okay, and then later on there is one more table coming into picture, like roles table to manage user roles along with the relationship table, that is user roles. So at step 3, there are two more table coming into picture, and demonstrate a rollback scenario where change is reverted basically. Okay, so for this problem statement, we are going to use the Liquibase and solve this one with the Spring Boot. So I hope you got the idea about this one. If this is the case, let's go to the demo part directly. So we have to create the Spring Boot project. So we have here start.spring.io. So there are two dependencies for this project that we need, because I am just going to show you how we can configure the Liquibase, and whenever there is a change in the database and all that, how it helps into that one. For databases, Liquibase supports all the major databases: Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, and even H2 database also. So for our example purpose, I'm going to take the H2 database. Okay, so these are the two dependencies, that's all that's needed. So just latest version I have picked it. So this is the group that I have mentioned, Codefarm, and this is the artifact Liquibase DB VCS, like version control system. And this is how 23 is the version, Java version that I'm going to take and generate it and open this in IntelliJ IDE, which I already have done, just opened it in this in IntelliJ IDE. So things are good to go. So now I just have to configure a couple of things in here, like integrate H2 database and all that in here. Okay, so just to save some time, what I have done, the article that I have written in here, things are already in place in here. Okay, so if I show you the build.gradle, these are the dependencies. This is the H2 database and this is the Liquibase core. Okay, so setting configure the application. So this is the application.yml is there, where we have H2 database in here. Okay, and if you see this JDBC H2 file, usually when we have H2 database, we mentioned here mem basically, but I have mentioned file. I'm going to tell you the reason why I have done so. First, let me take this file. So just renaming this. YAML, okay, not the refactor. YML file is a bit more reader friendly, you can say. That is, I mostly use this one. So yeah, this configuration is going to help us to connect to the S2 database. So usually you see here this mem is there, but I have used file. Why? Because usually this is in memory database, right? So whenever you restart the application, data gets lost, but I want to keep it for our use case so that it lives there. So what I have used file, and it is going to create one folder in here as a data, and it will dump all the data in there, so that when service is starting, it will read the data from test db. Okay, so username is SA, password I have kept it as empty, and class name is the org.s2 driver. And here comes the Liquibase configuration. So spring.liquibase, and this is the change log basically. So if you see, I had added the Liquibase dependency from the project itself. So if I come to source, and db.changelog is already there, so I have to create this file in here, this XML, this one. Okay, not now. So what it does, Liquibase is the starting point basically. This is the master change log from where it starts reading where are the change log available, and that's where it will start reading the data from. So what is the content of this one? Okay, and first iteration, create the user table basically. So db change master. Okay, first what we are going to do, this is the content of our master. So just read this out. So this is the first one. XML schemas are in here. So just to add, Liquibase supports YAML, JSON also, but for our example, this purpose, we have taken as an XML. Okay, and this is the master file, master XML, from where we can stitch all other files, whatever create and anything that is coming into picture. So the first line, this in here, like include file db changelog change set one create user. So in this file, we are going to create the table basically. So this can be in the reverse way as well, like first you create the users table, then you can add in here. So anyway that you'd like, you can go. So first change set that we are going to define in here. So whatever tags and all that you are seeing, because I'm just interested in showing you the demo part in this video, so I'll skip explaining the things what is there, but things are self-explanatory a bit. So this is just adding a database change log where change set tag is there, id1 is there, and this is the author of the table basically, what information it will put. This is the create table, users table it is going to create. This is the first column id, and auto increment true, and constraint primary key true. So this is basically create table command. This is exactly same that we put the SQL script in there, right? So we are defining the id, we are defining the username, we are defining the email, three attributes we are defining, and id is going to work as a primary key, and auto increment is true for this one, so that whenever data is inserted, IDs will be auto incremented in here. So yeah, this is the first iteration that's there. Okay, what we are going to do, that's it. So first demo, first execution is ready with this change. We are not going to create any endpoint or anything other. We are just interested like when we create the XML, because we are going to create the database configurations tables going to make the changes iteration wise and see how it reflects in the database. Okay, so here we have h2 related dependencies. It is console enabling is true, and this is the url where we can access it. So now we can just directly go ahead and start the application. So what is the expectation that will happen? So because we have Liquibase dependency in our class path, it will read the configuration from application.yml. It will go to this file, change log master. It will read this one. It will pick this file from here, change set one, create, and it will, while reading this one, change set create table, whatever is written here, it will honor that and create that table. And in the database, along with creating this table, it will create other tables related to Liquibase. Basically change log it will create. I'll show you that. So Liquibase is going to help a lot when we have database migration, because everything you are going is going to be committed in the source code repo as a code basically. So if there is any need to migrate it to somewhere else, it will be very easy to execute that one. Okay, why is it saying that build successful? I want to run it. Okay, maybe I got the problem, because yeah, I got it. I forgot to add web as a dependency. Unless I add web, it won't be. Spring Boot starter web, yeah, because servers and all that are not here, right? So starter web is the mandatory dependency. Okay, let's just refresh it. My bad. So because we need Tomcat server running, h2 database will be available under h2 console url basically. So then localhost 8080 h2 console. So if server is up, we should see this thing in here. Okay, let's wait for the server to start. Okay, now I can see that server is started on the port 8080. So let's go and refresh this h2 console. Yeah, I am able to see this one. So this is mem. By default it shows that. So just mention file data slash testdb. So this is the same jdbc url that we have mentioned in here. Okay, so this should be exactly same. So username is sa, password is empty. This, okay. Okay, this is again one problem I think I made. One issue, I forgot to add one more important dependency, that is data jpa. Okay, so let me add this again. So not sure, I I became like too focused on Liquibase and forgot these basic dependencies. So let me restart the application with this change. Now this should work. While trying this out my local machine, some other time I was getting this log, but this time it was not there. So I was like curious why it is not coming in, but now I can see all the logs in here. Okay, if you see the Liquibase related things, reading from this change log, if you inspect the logs, you will see like how Liquibase is executing the thing. It is running the change set, table users created, change set applied, and all other logs, Liquibase related things in here. Okay, now this will also work. Let me take the URL directly just to avoid any manual error. Okay, connect. What happened, man? File test. Yeah, this is there. So if you see this left side in here, there are a couple of tables, right? Database change log, users. This is the users table that we created. Select from users. Okay, running this, there is no data obviously, and there is this table, database change log. This will have the entry about the change log that it has executed. So far it has executed only first create XML. What in that same entry we are seeing in here. So one more thing, like if you see this, it is the time that it is showing is like 9. This is the time when it is being executed, right? Later on when we restart the application and do other stuff, so this, when it will get that this is already executed, it won't re-execute that one obviously, and that's the logical thing to do, right? If it is already available, don't execute it, otherwise data in those tables will be lost. So just to check that out, let's insert some data, insert into users and add some entry. So username is there, so let's add Arvin and just add email, and ID it will just auto increment these values. Okay, just okay, I have to, all the columns are not there, so user name, email. So we don't have to add these one when you add in all the columns, but you have to mention if you're putting in specific ones. Okay, so now I can see that some data is there. Now what I will do, I will go to the second step in our steps where first iteration is done, creating the user table. We will go to the second iteration. We just access this one. I explained you the change log as well. So what I will do, I will include the second change in my change log master. Okay, and what is the second change? Second change is the change set ID to table name users, and it is going to add a phone number in here. Okay, so let's add, let's see, add phone, take this from here, and in here. Yeah, that's it. So change set ID to Codefarm at column this, and change set one was create users, this one, and change set to, okay, I think I'm missing something, maybe database change log needs to be there. That, let me double check before executing. Okay, this is the half information that was added. So these XML tagging is mandatory obviously as per the format. This is, I will edit the medium article and add this other information as well. Database change log, just close the tag. Control Alt L just to format it. So yeah, now this look good. So XML version, this change log. So for all other changes that's there, so only thing is in here inside change set. These two tags, database change log and change set, are very critical. They needs to be there, and whatever operations are there, they are going to be living inside this change set. So now change set id is going to be the 2. Initially we had 1, so make sure that this id you were changing, and we are adding phone number varchar label as a true. So this is exactly same as that we execute actual script. So while adding column in the existing table, what we will do, we will add the column and make it nullable as true, because any existing rows are there, what default value will be there. So any default that's going to be there, we can write everything that we do write in the SQL script. Okay, so just this change in here, just restart the application, we will see the phone number added in the column. After doing all these things, so this obviously creates like increases the startup time, because everything is being done at runtime. So just note this time, 9 no 1955. Okay, then I will refresh this again because server is started. I have to log in again, connect, and check the change log. See, this not executed again. Okay, and this is the new change log that got executed. And so what we should see there, select from users, this phone number column, we got it right. So this is the second change. So you see, the same way I added phone number. The third iteration, I'm going to add rules. Let me just, this you can do it yourself, I can just do it quickly. Change log master. Okay, add roles. I will create this file, and in here, the way that I added phone, just copy it and add to the add roles and remove the change set. Change set we will pick from here, define the third change set, right? So change set, just inspect it. Change set is in here, create table is there, roles are there, create table user roles, two tables we are creating, and this foreign key constraint we are adding in here. So just copy this change set and paste it in here. So there is two errors, yeah, I have already realized it. So this should be parallel to create table, not after that. Okay, and one more thing is there. Let's see what error it is giving. Okay, insert constraint name, yeah, this is mandatory. So that is what we have to add in here. Okay, just give it name fk constraint 1 and fk constraint 2. These also are going to be unique, so we have to do that way as well. So just, yeah, that's it. We created one more change, adding roles, added in the master file in here, master change log, and just restart the application. Okay, fk constraint 1 already exists. change set 3 and rules. Okay, oh, got it. So I have to just rename it to, yeah, I forgot to keep that name, so just change them 3 to a unique name. Just basically whatever constraint we are adding, they are needed that way. Okay, so this is saying, so yeah, this is pretty good error. We got to see one more thing, one more configuration. This table rules already exist, so how to vote this? So this is also the pretty good case, right? So what to do when certain things are already existing, to not create it basically. So what configuration we have to add? So there is certain precondition in come to this change set, right? So down the line these tables are there, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to put certain preconditions in here. And preconditions, so because on fail, if it is failing to create this table, what status it will keep there? So on fail, because in the change log table it has to add something, so just mark run. So we will see this in the change log table when we see in the database. So preconditions on fail, if this table already exists, do not create this one. So we can just add it in any of the table that we, whatever is available with the core database engine, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, whatever we are using, it is available with the Liquibase in the form of XML in here as well. It is executing all other things. Yeah, total change set, it records that as well. 3, and this is started now, this is working. So there are two errors that we faced, that constraint and this table already exists, so just keep these in mind. So I intentionally added these errors so that we can get to see like what minor problems can come. So first see the change log basically. So run this and see, this is the first iteration. It not executed again, it also first execution, and this is the third execution right now that's happening. Okay, so what it does, order executed 1 2 3, and this is the execution type, executed, and this is the mark ran basically on fail, whatever we added. MD5 description, create table name, and create table name, all the descriptions is in here. Liquibase version, deployment ID, labels, context, comments, anything that we want to add in here. And on the left side you can see all other tables, roles, users, user roles. If you expand this role, you can see the indexes in here. On the user roles table, basically this, on the users, this you can see the phone number indexes for this one, and on the roles table you can see the indexes and this constraint index in here. Okay, and primary key 4. So all that is how we can see Liquibase is picking the changes from the change set, whatever they, and executing it properly. Okay, then you can go ahead, and the rollback scenario, you can just try this out. I will edit this to add the complete file in here, that change log whatever was missed, so that you can just copy it and paste it. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to showcase in the Liquibase and Spring Boot demo. Liquibase comes into format like it's open source and enterprise version also. There is a lot in Liquibase, and this is just the introduction and for beginner guide how Liquibase can help us. And these are the benefits: version control, rollback support, consistency across environment, CI/CD configuration, and this is how it is. So I will put this link in the description, so go ahead and check that out. I hope you found this useful. If you face any issue in the Liquibase, there is more videos that I will be creating around Liquibase. So yeah, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. I will be seeing you in the next video.